Dave Ritterhoff. I am joined, as always, by my co-host. That is Mr. Phil. Mr. Phil, why don't you introduce yourself, man? Let us know who you are, what you're doing, where to find you.
My name is Philip Charles Vanderhayden IV. That's a mouthful. You can just call me PCV the Fourth if you'd like. But you can find me on Twitter. Pretty much every tag I have is at JCPhil. I also do work for Just Another Year Chicago Bulls, and then obviously this badass podcast. But we are also joined by a Chicago legend, everybody, and I got to introduce him as the man, the myth, the legend, known as DWC Productions, a.k.a. Rishab Sikri. He's everybody's favorite hype man for the Chicago Bears. I mean, whether or not you like Justin Fields or not, I mean, when the man himself comments fire emojis on his own hype video, that's when you know it's real. If you don't know him, you should. You should look him up on YouTube. Rishab, thank you for coming on to the pod.
Of course, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's awesome you guys are doing this. I watched your last episode. It was seeming like a lot of fun, so glad to be on.
Yeah, we are about fun here. Really quickly, I forgot to, before we go any further, I forgot last week to mention one more person we need to say thank you for. The person who did both our graphics and our intro and outro music. That's Vista Motel and Resort on Spotify. So give him a follow, Vista Motel and Resort. I do have inside word, because he was my friend, that he does have an EP dropping in about a month and a half or so. And I may have early access for myself, so I'll be singing along by the time y'all hear him the first time. But give him a follow, give him some support at Vista Motel and Resort on Spotify. But Rishab, man, we are so excited to have you on the show today. We are looking at the second week of free agency for the Bears, which means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Nothing's going on at all, man. You're getting tags of random backup wide receivers possibly coming in for interviews, and then beyond that, Bulls are playing, Blackhawks are playing, one team's getting ready for the playoffs, and baseball starts very soon. But before we start talking about those Chicago teams, I gotta know a little more about you, man. You are one of the most popular people on Bears Twitter. Your work has been featured by athletes, by larger promotions. I mean, your editing skills are top notch, man. I'd put you up against anybody in all of sports media today.
Chicago Bears, hire this man.
Honestly, if that's what he wants. If he wants to keep doing his own thing, though, let him keep doing his own thing because the work he puts out is so good. Rishab, just give us an idea, man. Where did all this start? Where did you start doing your editing? What kind of prompted this journey you've been on?
Yeah, I appreciate the praise, first of all. That's a lot. But, yeah, it kind of started out of nowhere. Honestly, I've told the story a couple times, but it started when I was in college, during my freshman year of college. I went to U of I Champaign, and we had spring break. Yeah, get out of here, Phil. Like, fuck out of here. Producing right there. But we're allowed to swear on here, right? I'm assuming.
What's that?
We're allowed to swear on here on this podcast.
I highly encourage you to swear.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's a Purdue fan. But anyways, so yeah, freshman year of college.
What is that supposed to mean?
I think you know what it's supposed to mean. But yeah, so freshman year of college, I had nothing really going on during spring break. I wasn't really out of town or anywhere. I was just back at home at my parents' place. And I was just bored one day, and I was like, why not just compile a bunch of clips, Chicago Bears highlight clips from last year into like a hype video type of thing, because I was super hyped about the offseason. We had just hired Matt Nagy, who at the time I was like ecstatic over that hire, watching him like talk and like speak about all these cool offensive things coming from Kansas City. I was super excited, so I was excited about that. I was excited about some of the signings we made that offseason. We signed Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, and like all these players that like at the time we were super excited about. So I always had a passion for editing, mostly for like school projects. Like I just like every time we had a school project for high school, I used to be the one editing it on iMovie. So I figured why not do that myself? Like just do it for fun. Had nothing else going on, and I made the hype video, uploaded it on YouTube. Didn't expect it to really go anywhere, but it got like 5,000 views the very next day, and then eventually at the end of that summer, it had 85,000, like 90,000 views, and I was like, oh shit, like maybe I actually have something. What's up?
Your first video?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, first video. I mean, honestly, I got lucky too, because people's first video doesn't blow up like that, so I got a little bit lucky that it hit the algorithm like that, because everybody's searching up Chicago Bears hype, at the time, and a bunch of Facebook pages shared my shit too. So it was pretty cool. But then yeah, that's kind of how it started. And then I just thought at that point, like, why not just keep on making videos? So I kept on making some, like draft class hype videos, some other like highlight videos. And at that time, I was only really doing highlights, editing. But when the season started, I was like, I kind of want to do like commentary, share my opinions on the Bears as well. So, yeah, 2018, I started doing, prediction videos, reaction videos, and you guys know that was our best season in the last
Great year
10
to
years.
do it.
So, best year to do it by far. I gained a lot of followers based on that first year. And honestly, thank God the Bears were good that year, because if they weren't good, I might have just quit after my first year.
Yeah.
But I had to keep it going. So, that's kind of how it started. And then, following year, I did more and more highlights. I eventually got my MacBook here and started doing more, advanced stuff. But yeah, I mean, everything I know in regards to editing is from YouTube tutorials. So it just goes to show you, like, you don't really need to, necessarily even spend money on these things. Like, you can get, an education on YouTube on how to edit and, stuff like that. So yeah, but it's been a fun ride, and I think year 7 now doing it, year 7 on YouTube. So it's crazy to me I'm still doing it. I thought I'd probably quit at some point when I, started working like a corporate job, but I've been able to balance it so far. So yeah, it's been a fun time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, as far as editing goes, obviously, that's your start. Do you have anybody in particular, any other accounts or any, specific things that really lend to your creative freedom? What inspires you when you get down? I mean, you can just sit down and look at all the highlights, but man, it's got to be a little tougher to actually narrow out exactly how you're going to stack things together and the music you're going to add, and kind of what usually drives that process for you.
Yeah, so I basically just try to write everything down. For me personally, I feel like when I write stuff down on paper, like, online, whatever, like type stuff out, it helps me like visualize what it's gonna look like, and that's what I try to do. Like, I try to have a plan before I go into each video. I don't just like randomly mash up clips together to a song. I kind of want to have like a theme. Like, for example, my hype video for last year, I kind of want to have the theme of like we're starting over with a new quarterback. There's new energy. Still, building off of what we had the previous couple years, because Eberflus was still there, so that was kind of a theme in the video too, that we didn't start over completely. Still have some guys from last year, so that's kind of what I wanted the video to be like. So I found a good song for that. I try to show clips, like, and that's the thing too, like, you have to kind of balance the clips or match the clips with the emotion of the song. At the time, like, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like when the song is kind of ramping up, you kind of want to put like faster clips. When the song is like kind of slowing down, emotional, like, you kind of want to put the pictures of their faces, the videos of their faces, like zoomed in. So I don't know. That's kind of how I do it. I just like try to write it down, have a plan, and then also edit a bunch of times. Like, I probably spend like 15, 20 hours on each video. And they can only be, like 2-3 minute videos. And sometimes it takes, 12, 13, 15 hours, just because I try to go through it as many times as I can. Sometimes I find more clips eventually when I'm almost done, and I'm like, oh, I want to redo the first part or like whatever. So, that's kind of how it works, dude. And like, in terms of like inspiration, there were a bunch of like NFL highlight pages when I first started out in like 2018, which don't exist anymore, because I'm assuming they graduated college or like they're just too busy now. But one of them was called Chris Highlights. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him, but that was a page I used to watch like a shit ton. Like, he used to post highlights of like every top player, like Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham, which at the time these were like top players. And like the highlight videos I watched, I mean, those are fucking sick highlights. Like, you honestly better than mine even. Like, he was really good at what he did. Another one was Thunder Productions. He actually works for, you know about him probably, right? But I think he works for the NFL now as a videographer. So his highlights were incredible too. So like, watching other YouTubers like this, I kind of gained the itch to do it myself with Bears content, and that's kind of how it started.
All right, I gotta know, do you have a favorite edit you've ever done? Like, is there just one in particular that's like, that's my magnum opus, if you will?
Definitely the Justin Fields one, as much as it pains me to say, because I mean, I wish
cult member. He's a cult member.
Oh yeah,
everybody, get on him, attack him on Twitter.
OG Justin Fields cult member. But nah, bro, because that edit, like, I think the way I like sequenced it was probably my best in terms of like the beginning. I put like all the players talking about like him, and like the media talking about him and all that shit, and Dude, that video took me 3 weeks to make. Like, I probably spent like 25 hours on it or like 30 hours. Ended up being worth it. What's up?
The song too. I mean, the song choice.
Yeah.
If you allow me to cut in here is Superman. Like you were talking earlier about matching up your highlight clips with the song. You really fucking nailed it with that song, dude. Like every drop of the beat, it was so hard, bro. Like I had goosebumps the first time I watched that shit. I was a cult member at the time, so
it's still getting used now too, because Jets fans are like sharing it on their pages now. So it's gonna keep on going until Justin Fields eventually retires or whatever. But yeah, that has to be my favorite because Justin Fields also reached out and like DM'd me. He was like this is tough. Like thanks for the edit or something like that. So
no way.
I gotta make a better one for Caleb though now, because like I can't have Justin Fields be my best edit ever. Maybe wait another year for Caleb to have more highlights.
Oh, Ben Johnson will make sure that happens.
Ben Johnson will make sure of that. Like we're gonna have another 2018 type season. Like in my opinion.
Let's go.
Dude, I totally feel that. I was saying the other day that kind of they signed Olamide Zacchaeus. I was like, dude, that's their Taylor Gabriel. That's their like super niche. He only does one thing, but he does it super well. Like that's when you're feeling yourself. You're like, I got the roster. Now I need one guy to block downfield for me. That's when you know you're in a good spot as a team. So I'm totally with you, man. I know Phil's on the same boat. We're expecting big things this year from Mr. Johnson.
We're
fans
of the BJ on this podcast.
Yeah, we there's at least one more impact player that's going to be coming though for 2025. Man, we got the NFL draft coming up. I want to know first off, Rishab, who do you think the Bears are going to take at number 10, and who do you want the Bears taking number 10? They might not be the same person.
I've changed my mind on this like a lot of times in the last couple of months, because originally when the season or the offseason first started, I was like, there's no chance in hell we can take a running back in the first round, because we had too many holes in the offensive line, too many holes on the defensive line. And I really didn't think that Ryan Poles would go this hard to address it in free agency. I mean, I kind of had a feeling he would try harder because, it is like a make it or break it type year for him. He has his new head coach. But I didn't expect him to trade for like a Joe Thuney, for example. I didn't even know he would be available. So to get like a top level elite left guard, to get Jonah Jackson, who's made the Pro Bowl before, to get best center on the marketplace, Drew Dalman. Also to get Grady Jarrett, like that's another unexpected signing, which I didn't think would have any chance of happening. And then Dio Dingbo, like he could be okay. Like hopefully he performs better than what his stats have suggested in the past. But like regardless, the O-line and D-line have been filled with a bunch of starters. Like whoever you draft at number 10, if it's an OL or DL, they're probably not starting right away. Unless it's like a Mason Graham, if you get lucky that he falls, which that's probably not going to happen, So I think Ashton Jeanty makes the most sense if he falls to number 10, which at this point I'm not even sure he's going to fall because he's that good of a talent. But I just think that like with Jahmyr Gibbs, with the Lions and what he did when the Lions took him at number 12, that's not too far off from number 10, the Bears picking Ashton Jeanty. And I think Ashton Jeanty was a better prospect than Jahmyr Gibbs was. And
definitely.
Many people even think he's a mix of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, that's perfect for Ben Johnson, like coming from the Lions, having both of those backs, maybe having like a combination of those two and just one back, that'd be pretty fucking fantastic. And I can't stand to see DeAndre Swift take all the snaps again as a starter. It's just, I'm not a big DeAndre Swift fan. There's a lot of people on Bears Twitter making excuses for him, like, the OL was bad, the play calling was bad, which, yes, those are true statements, but Swift himself was so bad. If you look at the film, like he's like not having good vision. He's not breaking any tackles. He's not doing these little things. Like obviously he's good in the passing game. He's a good receiving back, but I just don't trust Swift to be the number one back for this team. And I think if we keep him as the number one, we're gonna have a bottom 10 running game again. So I think the Bears will go Jeanty too. Like if he's there, like I'm actually pretty confident they're gonna go Ashton Jeanty based on the moves they made in the offseason and based on what Ben Johnson said about running backs in the past.
Let's go. I just want to say that when you said you was a mix of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, I just went from 6 to midnight, dude. I had to flip the waistband for a second, man. Like, seriously.
Can you imagine? Like, he's only 5'9", 5'10", I think, but he has the lower body strength of like a fucking like Derrick Henry or like David Montgomery, for example. Like, it's insane.
Dude, I swear his college film is absolutely LaDainian Tomlinson's college film. If you took the colors out of it, I couldn't tell you who was who. I mean, they are the exact same person. If he translates, you'd want an LT on your team. I'll say that for sure.
If he's LT, I say we trade up. I mean, I don't know. If he's LT, if he's LaDainian Tomlinson, get that motherfucker on the team.
Yeah.
I just can't believe like there's Bears fans out there that don't want this to happen. Like I totally get that running back in the top 10, like positionally speaking, that's not a smart idea, but you have to take it case by case. And Ashton Jeanty is going to be much better of a football player than anybody else that's going to be available at number 10, in my opinion, at least. Like who else? Like I can't think of anybody else. Like Tyler Warren maybe, but he's a tight end, and like we already have Cole Kmet. I just don't think it would make sense to do that.
No, I'm totally with you. Do you have any other players in the draft you've been thinking of that you want the Bears to look at, or maybe later on?
Yeah, I mean, for the round 1 pick, I haven't done too much research on the later rounds, so I'd still have to do that. But like for the round 1 pick, Armand Membu is a guy that if the Bears do go, I think that'll be a fantastic pick because he's only 20 years old. He has a lot of development to do still, and he's just like a freak of nature, right? Like his RAS score was 9.99, like one of the most athletic offensive lineman to ever come out of the draft.
That's serious shit.
Yeah, and like he could play anywhere on the offensive line. I feel like he could maybe even replace Jonah Jackson if Jonah Jackson doesn't do good. His first year, I think he has the ability to play tackle. Potentially, he kind of has shorter arms, but if they want to replace Braxton Jones, I think that could be a potential option. And then besides that, Will Campbell also intrigues me too, but he's definitely going to be a guard in the NFL. So if you take him at number 10. You're probably not going to play him right away, which kind of sucks to use a top 10 pick on a guy that's not going to play right away. But, yeah, either those guys or, any of the defensive ends, some of them would intrigue me. But I don't see the elite top-end impact in the OL and DL besides for Abdul Carter and Mason Graham.
Yeah.
So, like, if those guys don't fall, that's why I want Ashton Jeanty instead of anybody else.
No, that definitely makes a ton of sense. I think we've talked a lot about the draft recently, but I'm kind of the same boat. I think a few months ago I probably was like, Ashton Jeanty seems like a reach, but after this offseason, I might be able to be convinced. I will say I would buy his jersey day one, I would say, because he's one of those, he's just a swag guy, man. You got to have his jersey. Just like you with your Mr. Tory Taylor jersey in the background there. It's been staring at us the whole time.
Hey. You gotta be a real ball knower to get a Tory Taylor jersey.
Dude, for sure. And I also have a surprise question for you since you just showed us your backdrop. You have a Chicago style hot dog poster at the end over there.
Correct.
And so I have a very simple question, yes or no question for you, Rishab. Hot dog, is it a sandwich? Yes or no?
No. I would say no. I mean, sandwich you think of a flat.
But it's open-ended.
I feel like a sandwich has to be flat. Like a hot dog is more like.
I can make a hot dog flat.
I mean, you can. But wait, Phil, you also think it's a sandwich?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's between two pieces of bread. So, like, what makes a sandwich?
But if you think of a sandwich, you never think of a hot dog. Like you think of like a Subway sandwich or like a deli sandwich or something. Like there's no chance. Like.
Okay, it's fair. It's a controversial question, but when it comes to glizzies, maybe I'm not the best, especially Chicago-style glizzies. Maybe I'm not the best resource for this. So,
David? Are you a fan of the Chicago-style hot dog, David?
Yeah, man. I want my hot dog dragged through the garden. Absolutely. I do extra celery salt too. That's the key.
Oh yeah.
That's the key. The celery salt is the key. Well, I just got way off topic talking about hot dogs now. Phil not being a glizzy guy wasn't on my list of things we'd find out today. But here we are. You do so much talk about the Bears, and you're always posting Bears highlight videos, but you're a Chicago sports fan in general. You have a few other teams you like to talk about. You're, like the Bears, Blackhawks. You like the Bulls, I see. I think you had a Chicago Sky in your bio. And then also the... when I forget the other team that said Sox, Hawks, Bulls, Sky. We'll just pull up together. Baseball starting soon, man. Are you excited for the White Sox season?
No. Absolutely not. I can't wait for it to be over as soon as possible. Every game I'm going to, I'm going to be blackout drunk. Like, there's no chance I'm going to go to any game sober. And that's been the case for the past 2 years. I've not gone to a game while sober in, like, a long time for the White Sox. And I will give them credit, though. Like, the White Sox stadium is fun to be at, and the people are fun to talk to. So you can have a lot of fun tailgating and just, like, drinking, but you don't go there for the baseball.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the team got marginally better from last season when they lost 122 games or whatever, so it's just impossible to have any faith in the team with Jerry Reinsdorf being the worst fucking owner in Chicago sports. Maybe not history, but it seems like recent history at least. Like, he's been the worst by far. He's ruined the Chicago Bulls. He's ruined the Chicago White Sox. He has no interest in even improving the team in any way. Like, he just wants to make his money and go on, but it's a big shame because White Sox fans are so passionate, but
absolutely, man. Yeah. You know, I want to piggyback on the Jerry Reinsdorf thing by saying, fuck that guy. I fucking hate Jerry Reinsdorf. And you know what? I might go to hell for saying this. I got a watch on, and it says, time for Jerry Reinsdorf left alive. And I'm waiting for that shit to tick all the way down. Because, God damn it, Michael Reinsdorf, you're our last hope. Either you get your shit together or sell the damn franchises because your father sucks. He ruined the Jordan Bulls. We should have kept going, and he's ruining two of the most proud franchises in America right now. It's some bullshit.
And the thing is, dude, the McCaskies, as much as I hate the McCaskies sometimes, you can at least say they care about the Bears. They care about winning to some extent. They're incompetent, right? Jerry Reinsdorf, I feel like that's like he legitimately does not care about winning. Like, he just cares about making money. If you've seen any of his quotes recently at like press conferences he's gone to and like speaking events, like he straight up does not give a shit about winning.
No, he laughs at the big contracts that we give out. He's like, like we never, he openly talks about how we will never be in the market for a player like Shohei Ohtani. Are you fucking kidding me? This is Chicago, dude.
And the Chicago Bulls have never paid or barely paid luxury tax ever. Like, we're a top 3 market in the NBA. We barely have paid any luxury tax. The Warriors have paid like $200 million luxury tax every single year. It's fucking insane. Like, we should be having much higher standards than what we've been accustomed to. Being Chicago, like,
he acts like we're not gonna make that money back if we actually sign those guys and make dude, that's what the Warriors do. It's exactly what we should be doing. But Jerry Reinsdorf is a cheap pussy.
Yeah, fuck Jerry Reinsdorf. That's the key. If you guys are watching this, that's the key takeaway from this podcast. Fuck Jerry Reinsdorf.
Fuck Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah, we honestly, next time we have you on, Rishab, we won't even talk about any of the edits. We'll just talk Jerry Reinsdorf the whole time. I'm so down.
Jerry Reinsdorf hate sesh, ranting.
Yeah, like 100 reasons why I hate that motherfucker.
I'm lucky in that I'm a Cubs fan, so I only have to deal with him for the Bulls. But my heart goes out to you guys. I'm with you guys. I support the Make Jerry Reinsdorf Go Away Forever initiative, however necessary. There, the Bulls. Are you excited for the play-in game? I know Mr. Just Another Year Bulls. Bill's gonna be very excited for it. Are you excited for the play-in?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I am excited just because I like watching the young guys play. Like, Colby White's fun to watch. Matas Buzelis is fun to watch. But I honestly have not been keeping up too much with the Bulls this year. Like, the only game I saw this year was the one I went to in real life. Like, that's the only one I watched him, like, beginning to end.
You went to the Matas Legacy game.
I went to the Matas Legacy game. He had, like, he was 10 for 10. Made every single shot. Like,
youngest player in NBA history to have 100% field goal percentage and score more than 20 points.
Yeah, the UC was rocking. I mean, that was a fun time, but I'm excited because I honestly think we can win the play-in games and like become the 8th seed and then get absolutely smashed in the first round. I mean, who's number one for Cavaliers, right? Our number one right now? Yeah, we're not going to stand a chance, but it's always fun still to see the team in the playoffs regardless.
Let's start a little beef though here. What are your thoughts on Billy Donovan? Do you like Billy Donovan, the head coach, or are you with maybe my co-host here thinking that he should be gone? Bye.
Oh, he should be gone, man. I mean, he's the longest tenured Chicago sports coach. For what reason? He hasn't won a playoff series. Like, I know the team kind of sucks right now, but I feel like he's underachieved with some decent rosters, at least in the past. So,
Do you think he's underachieved?
Well, I don't know. The thing is, I haven't paid attention to the Bulls that much in the past couple years, if I'm being real honest. But like when we had the good team, like with Lonzo healthy, with DeMar, Zach LaVine, like we were still a first round exit, you know. So
That's my biggest thing. I think that put me out on him was with when we had DeMar and Zach, his answer on offense was to just give DeMar the ball every fucking time down the court and isolate. Like, dude, can't like have some balls. We should have had a better offense than that. Just my opinion. I think maybe Billy might be. I think he's a fantastic college coach. I just don't think he's made for the NBA.
And he's not been playing our younger players, right? Like, I thought that was a talking point on Twitter recently. I mean, now he probably has because we've traded away some veterans, but there's a period where he wasn't playing, Matas and those guys.
Well, the last 2 games, he's played Matas less than 20 minutes. I think that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean...
Does he deserve more minutes, Phil, do you think?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think he's the future. I think that you give that player 25 minutes a game at least. I don't care how many mistakes he makes. I absolutely, you know what? Yes, he deserves it, man. Like, the guy, I just told you, he was the youngest player in NBA history to score 20-plus points and have 100% field goal percentage. He's got great length. He's a kid from Chicago. And Billy's really, really hard on him. Meanwhile, Pat Williams can go out there and suck ass over and over and over and over again. And he's going to keep trotting him out there. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a different standard for different people. He's really mean to Matas, I think. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Man, I think you're just higher on him than I am. I don't really see a problem with it. Honestly, man, I'll be honest. I'm not as high on Matas as I think a lot of people are. I think he's going to be a rotation player in the NBA, if anything. I really just don't see him being... People act like he wants to be... This is my thing with Chicago sports. This is going to be a Chicago sports thing I'm bringing up right here because we do this all the time. We do this as Bears fans all the time. Man, we like to over-elevate our favorite players, I think. Matas is very exciting. But, man, we do this as Bears fans all the time, dude. I mean, we treat, like, fringe starters as Pro Bowl level players constantly, every offseason. I mean, here's a great example. Man, people were banging the drum for Tevin Jenkins, who can't even stay on the field, has really never in his career proven to be anything better than like a good guard. And people were like, how are we going to lose this guy? We can't let Tevin Jenkins walk. Why not? He's replaceable.
I gotta be honest,
in 2 or 3 years would be replaceable.
I'm really looking forward to Matas proving you wrong.
Okay.
Really, he's got that dog in him, bro. He's not going to be a rotational player.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it sooner rather than later, if at all possible.
I do agree with you though that Chicago sports fans do hype up like
that does happen.
Rotational players like to be superstars. I mean, I'm trying to think of other guys too. Like
I can think of one right now. I can think of that one, that defensive end. He led us in sacks in the preseason.
Daryl Taylor?
No, it was like a season or 2 ago. Daryl Taylor is also a good example of that.
He's a really good example. Yeah, absolutely. No, Rishab, that was a great pull. That's a guy who finished the year with like 4 sacks, and one of them was like 2 of them were in the same game. He did nothing all season, and people were like, "Wow, he signed for $5 million. How did we not match that?" Well, because he didn't deserve $5 million. I don't know why he got it.
Travis Gibson.
Oh, there you go, Travis Gibson. Yeah.
I'm saying. I think Dave just fucking spiked his fucking camera after I said that. No, I'm just playing, but yeah, I mean, Travis Gibson led us in sacks in that preseason, and then we cut him, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And then he has gone on to do absolutely dick.
Yeah,
so we do that. We do that as Chicago sports fans. I don't think that is Matas, though.
Who was that one receiver in the preseason? Remember Rodney Adams?
Oh,
you guys remember Rodney Adams? Like, he had the insane preseason. He had a big time catch from Andy Dalton, like in the first game. And we were like, how can we possibly cut this guy? The dude goes on practice squad for the rest of the season, doesn't make any roster. Like,
I will say, you gotta put some respect on Devin Aromashadu, though.
Oh yeah. Special teams legend. Devin Aromashadu.
Jay Cutler liked him too. So anybody that my man Smoking Jay likes, Smoking Jay, if you're listening to this, come on the pod. I love you.
Okay. The gauntlet has been thrown out by PCV. Jay Cutler, it's your move, pal.
Dude, bring Kyle Long and Jay Cutler on the same one.
Oh,
That'd be a
dude,
good one.
that would be electric. How long could block for Jay? You know, if he doesn't like the question, how long, he just steps right in front, and I'm good, bro.
I'm not fighting that guy. No. If he wants us to stop, we'll stop. We promise. we speaking of stopping, not the best segue, but we'll go on. We are going to. I got to know about this segment that Mr. Phil has for us, because one notoriously common theme that Rishab and I have with one another is that neither of us watch movies. We're both notoriously known for not watching movies. I've been to the movie theater one time in the past decade. I remember it distinctly.
Oh my gosh.
It's been once.
Once?
And so Phil has a little movie segment for us here. I'm excited to hear if are we getting a game going, or what exactly is going on here.
I mean, honestly, it's going to be pretty chill. I'm just going to ask you guys. I just want to know, I got to let our listeners know that you guys got to watch the movie so that they can, go on Twitter and just shame you guys into watching more movies. So
I can't be shamed.
I watched Dark Knight Rises for the first time with Phil, actually, like a month ago.
He just, yes.
I was falling asleep. I was so tired. But it was a good movie.
All right, so I'm going to start off with a good one here. All right,
Okay.
Remember the Titans. Have you seen it?
No, but I know some.
What the fuck?
I've seen a bunch of clips on TikTok, but I've never watched it from start to finish.
Are you guys shitting me?
No.
I tried to give you guys a fucking hole, like a easy putt here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You should see me golf, brother.
Holes.
Nah,
Have you seen Holes?
I did see that one. I read the book, actually, on my own outside of school. So when the movie came out, I was like, I gotta go. So me and Stanley yelling at us, we go way back.
There you go. And Caleb actually quoted that with Keenan Allen on the field this past season.
Tired, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. All right. Shawshank Redemption.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, not at all.
It might be the greatest movie of all time. I'm just saying.
I'll believe you. That's fine. We'll say it. I'll say it right now. Shawshank Redemption, best movie of all time.
You've never seen it though.
Correct. Next.
Okay. Dodgeball.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Rishab, no to
That's
Dodgeball.
crazy. I've never even heard of Dodgeball. Like the other ones I've heard about, but what is Dodgeball about?
Are you shitting me?
It's about Dodgeball.
It's about Dodgeball. It's got Vince Vaughn, it's got
Dodgeball.
Ben Stiller, and it is so fucking funny.
That one's funny. That one's funny to watch. You be drunk, or if you partake in marijuana, be high when watching it. You'll love it. It's very good.
Sounds good.
I'm in the Army, so I can't smoke weed, but I support it. Dude, next time I come over, Rishab, we're watching Dodgeball. That's happening.
All right, that's on the
Hey,
to-do
Rishab,
list.
you like that now your friendship with Phil is just you two watching movies? Isn't that what you expected? Or
I told him actually that's kind of I really want to make that like my friendship mission to him is to help him see some fucking movies. But any of the Harry Potters?
Nah.
I read all of them. I think I watched the first two, but after that I was out, man.
You read the books. You get a pass.
Read the books. Yeah.
I didn't even read the books.
Really?
Okay.
No, it was a little bit. Yeah.
All right. I just got to.
But can I really quickly say that both Harry Potter adults and Disney adults, it's weird and stop. The people that make their entire personalities Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay, if you make your entire personality that,
Done.
it is weird.
No, I'm out.
But I still love Harry Potter.
It's great.
Any of the Lord of the Rings?
No.
No.
All right. Well, let's move on because I actually knew that was going to be a no. Like, One Night in Paris.
I've never even heard of that.
I haven't heard of it either.
I encourage you both to Google it.
One Night in Paris kind of sounds like it might be a porno.
Why would you say that? Why would I ask you guys if you've seen a porno? Why would I
don't know. Maybe you wanted to change the subject to porn. I don't know what you're trying to talk about today, man.
Oh, Two Girls, One Cup.
Yes.
It's not a fucking movie.
I have seen it, though.
I'm so sorry, Gabe.
That one.
All right.
0 out of 10.
I can't up on Two Girls, One Cup. So that's the end of my segment. I really just wanted to really dive into the sports movies part of it, especially dodgeball and what was the other? Remember the Titans. God, man, you guys got to see those movies. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I do to everyone when they say I should watch a movie. I go, okay, sounds good, and I never watch it. Which I'm
right.
ready to steal that next time. Oh, okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
That's literally a movie quote. Oh yeah, I'll be right there.
I do plan on watching these movies soon though. Like I've gotten more into movies like through like college and like now.
Wow.
I've only really seen like the recent ones, like the ones that came out. Like I've watched all the Hunger Games movies. Like if you ask that, like I've watched all those. Like that counts.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And Rishab also has seen Prison Break. And so, dude, you got to watch Shawshank Redemption because you will love it. You will love it.
I gotta watch
it. Prison Break is a great TV show.
Never watched Prison Break. Never seen that.
Ooh, you gotta watch.
Shout out Michael Schofield, ex-Bears player, but more importantly, a mastermind.
A mastermind.
I do really quickly want to introduce a new segment to our show because one thing that me and Phil feel very strongly about is there are a lot of true jabronis in Chicago sports, just people who deserve shaming, and we are going to every week highlight a jabroni we want to talk about. Now, some weeks it will be a specific player, some weeks it might be a coach, an owner. We really could have used Jerry Reinsdorf based on our conversation earlier. Some weeks it might be
jabroni of the lifetime.
Exactly. He is always going to jabroni. But we're always going to change it up. This week, I want to do the first one because it is March Madness right now. So I want to name a jabroni being an entire college basketball program. Chicago has maybe the best high school basketball in all of America. Tons of stars come from here. Very competitive leagues. I mean, they are great. And none of the Chicago programs can recruit anybody from Chicago to play there, which does not make any sense. But I want to highlight one team in particular, a team that is missing the tournament this year. It is the Loyola, Illinois Ramblers. They are my jabronis of the week. And the reason why is because 3 short years ago, they upset number 1 seeded University of Illinois. I'm so sorry, Rishab, to mention that. To go to the Sweet 16. It was 3 years removed from their Final Four appearance. They were on top of the world. They said that they wanted to build the next Gonzaga. That was their goal, to build the next Gonzaga program. Since then, they have not made an NCAA tournament appearance. Since then, they have lost their head coach, Porter Moser, who took more money to go to Oklahoma University, a team that is in the March Madness field this year, and replaced him with a Chicago basketball legend's brother in Drew Valentine. Denzel Valentine's brother is the head coach of Loyola. To say you want to build the next Gonzaga Bulldogs and replace a coach that you couldn't pay enough to stay at your program that he wanted to stay at, to replace him with a bad coach just because of his name, is truly the most jabroni behavior I can think of. Sister Jean deserves better. Loyola, you are the jabronis of the week.
She's still alive? Sorry to ask.
She's still kicking.
Wow. How old is she now?
I think she's 104.
Oh my gosh.
Dave,
yeah, she's got King on her side though. Woo.
Yeah,
Dave, did you
that's
know?
Amazing. Good for her.
Dave, did you know that my dad went to Loyola University?
He deserves better. He deserves a basketball program. If you're going to sit there and say you're going to be the next Gonzaga, you got to do better than not making a tournament. You got to make the tournament every year. You do. It's just you can't have one or the other. But that is the initial jabroni of the week. I think me and Phil are going to have a lot of fun with that segment. We might switch off. Phil, next week have your jabroni ready for our recording.
I've got you.
Heck yeah. We do want to lean one more segment here with you, Rishab, and we thank you for your time, but we do want to lean into one of your other passions, because beyond being a Chicago sports fan, beyond being an incredible video editor, you also are known, at least from Phil for absolutely throwing it down in the kitchen, man. Apparently, you are the man. I saw you just the other day. I posted some recipes you were making. They looked absolutely fucking fire. I was very jealous. I almost messaged you my address so you could send me some, and then thought that might be strange. I don't want to dox myself just yet. So we are going to do 2 quick games with you. Yeah. I'm not going to dox myself yet. One day I might. We'll see. I'm going to have you blind rank. Blind rank. So we are doing a power ranking here. We did one last week in our first episode. All of our guests are going to do power rankings. I'm going to have you blind rank this week, though. I'm going to have you blind rank 5 game day / tailgate foods you would love to enjoy at a party or a sports bar watching a game with your friends, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. It's going to be 1 through 5, and we are going to start off with my personal favorite. Everyone who knows me knows that I am a nachos guy. Where do you rank nachos on this list? And you could choose whether it be a normal standard toppings, or if you want to maybe insert like a pulled barbecue or something like that. Feel free. It's up to you.
So I can't listen to all the choices beforehand. I just like rank it.
Blind ranking.
Okay, got it. So, okay, if you put brisket on it, like jalapenos, like the ones from does Buffalo Wild Wings have those, or like a couple places have them where it's like pulled pork or brisket or like jalapenos, nacho cheese, like sour cream. If you put everything on it, like guacamole and all that too, I would rank that number 3 because you can never go wrong with it. Like I feel like that's something easy to eat. Like you don't have to spend too much time trying to clean your hands or anything usually. But I'm a big nacho fan. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love nachos. Phil, are you a nachos guy?
I am a nacho guy, but I'm like a fucking pussy nacho guy. Like, I only like cheese on them.
This guy's a picky eater.
I am the pickiest eater.
I love it. Number 2, Rishab, I'm going to give you a choice of traditional or boneless here. Let's throw some wings down here. Where are they going?
Ooh, okay. Traditional wings. It has to be traditional. I can't do boneless. I mean, I've had the boneless from B-Dubs, and I don't like it. It just tastes different. But traditional wings, I would say, also with blue cheese. Blue cheese is by far the superior condiment of choice. It's much better than ranch. I would put wings number 1. Like, wings are something you think to order every time you're going out, to watch a game, at B-Dubs or like at a bar or whatever. I always get wings. So wings are number 1.
Wings are number 1. Ranch is better, though. I can't believe you just tried to come on our show and say blue cheese is better. Why would you say such a thing?
You gotta have the sophisticated taste buds to enjoy blue cheese.
No, sophisticated taste buds say that you eat what's better, and ranch is better. I can't stand 2 snobs that try to sit there and say blue cheese is better. Phil,
I'd say that,
ranch or blue cheese?
What I do is just get more of the sauce that I put on the wings and dip it in that.
Oh,
man. All right, Rishab, we need to work together and defeat that evil.
That's like serial killer activities. Like, that's crazy. You don't, no ranch, no blue cheese. How do you like cool down, or do you just not get spicy wings ever?
Oh.
No, I get mango habanero and I fucking sweat like a man.
And I sweat like a man.
You telling the Indian dude he can't handle spices? Like, get out of here. I get the mango habanero. I get the Reaper, Ghost Reaper. Have you had that? That shit's spicy, but it's good.
I love spicy food.
I like the pain.
You like the pain, yeah.
Yeah,
it feels
good.
All right, so you got wings at 1 and nachos at 3. Let's throw mozzarella 6. If you listened last week, you know that we had a fun fact regarding me and my disdain for mozzarella sticks. Rishab, where would you place them?
I have to agree with David only because of a story. So I'll put this at number 5. When I was younger, there was a time my parents left me alone for like a long period. Like I think I was home alone. This is my first time I was ever home alone for like an entire day. I was like 8 or like 9, whatever. And they left some mozzarella sticks for me to like cook in the oven, to eat. And being a kid and having freedom for the first time, I go ahead and just eat like fucking like 20 of them, 25. And my stomach hurts so bad afterwards. And ever since that moment, I cannot stand the taste of mozzarella sticks. Like ever since that moment, it's kind of traumatized me in my brain. Like I can't do this anymore. So
so much dairy.
It's so bad, dude. I think I was throwing up the next day.
I'm feeling like I'm about to make a simple plan and just kill myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't, crashing out over cheese sticks is definitely a choice. Not one I would make, but it's okay. Number four, for you, Rishab. I have a cheeseburger or a hamburger, man. Do you have a preference between those two? But where do you put those at?
Yeah, I do cheeseburger. I do 4. That's more of like a meal, I feel like, rather than just like a snack while eating. I mean, either way it works, but like if you have sliders, I guess that works. But yeah, I could go for a cheeseburger. As far as toppings, I'd say like pickle, cheese. Yeah, I mean the usual main.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Phil, how about you, man? What do you put on your cheeseburgers usually?
A1 sauce.
Okay, I respect that. Onion as well, or just the sauce?
It's just like, just the sauce. Any kind of cheeses, like I'll get creative with the cheeses. Like I might do like a pepper jack, a cheddar, and like mozzarella. Like I like to fuck around with the cheese, but I will load that motherfucker up with A1 and then smash it. I like some spices too, but I'm not putting any veggies, none of that shit. I'm not a rabbit, I'm a lion.
I'm not a rabbit, I'm a lion. That should be your new bio. That
should be. You should put that on the t-shirt.
I love it. And then lastly, so number 2, obviously here, but you'll get together with the boys and have a little pizza, man. That's just you got your number 2 spot. If you knew the fight beforehand, would you have put it above nachos or no?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
I always, pizza it's also more of a meal, I'd say, but yeah, I always do pizza during game day. Like, I love Papa John's pizza, actually. Like, if I'm going fast food, it's always Papa John's because I love the garlic sauce. The garlic sauce and the jalapeno or the pepper they give you, it's so good. Like, it's so fucking good.
But the pizza's inedible.
I don't know about inedible, dude. If you get the jalapeno and the pepperoni with extra cheese, you gotta do extra cheese because they don't put a lot of cheese on it with the regular. It's really good, dude. No, so what's your favorite fast food pizza then?
Dude, Domino's clears, man. Have you heard the Domino's the pan, the like the thicker crust?
Okay, I will admit that the pan is probably better. I will admit
honestly, I'm gonna say it. I know that it gets a lot of hate. I know that people talk smack on it. I do like Little Caesars. I do prefer Little Caesars to Papa John's. I would be number 2 in my rankings. I would go Domino's, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Tombstone, Papa John's personally.
What? Okay, that's
Tombstone.
That's
Tombstone.
Damn. You probably put Lunchables over Papa John's too.
Oh, I never thought of that, but now that you mention it,
that's
really what's your ranking to those pizza places?
I'm not gonna sit here and let Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza get disrespected. This Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza is fucking fire, and those guys don't have anything to touch it with. So, but I will say though, Domino's has stepped their game up, and because of that, I will put Domino's number 1. I will put Pizza Hut number 2. I will put Papa John's number 3. Little Caesars number 4. You know what though? I don't know. Tombstone is fucking good though. I gotta think about that one. Tombstone's fucking good, dude. I'll mess with Tombstone.
For lunch today, I did make a home run in frozen pizza, and I must say that is the best frozen pizza you could possibly get. That's the best frozen pizza money can buy you. I won't hear anything else.
Do you guys put on the pizza stone or whatever? I heard if you put on the pizza stone, it makes it basically like tastes like real pizza almost.
I'm not rich.
Almost.
Well, okay, not exactly, but like it's like it holds up. Like, you know how frozen pizza flops usually, like when you get it out, like it actually holds up. It makes it crispy if you put it on a pizza stone.
I've heard really good things about it. I've never been something that's come to my mind to like buy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not thinking of frozen pizza when I'm walking around the store. Like I just like I can walk right past it and not think twice about it. But I should. I know my roommate makes frozen pizza a little more than I do, but man, if I come home at 11 o'clock and want to sneak a slice, I'd rather it be off the pizza stone. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. I got one recently, like a couple months ago. It's been amazing, but you got to preheat it for 30 minutes. So it kind of defeats the point of fast food.
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour session of making a pizza now.
Well, if you're not doing anything anyways, like you might as well preheat it. But
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just jerk off a couple times. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I can get at least 2 in that time. Are you serious? I might be able to get 3 or 4. Depends on the day. Depends how I'm feeling. Am I hydrated properly?
Throw on 2 girls, 1 cup. Let's go hammer.
No. Oh. Please stop talking about that.
Sorry, I had to bring it full circle, man. I had to bring it full circle.
Man, we brought Rishab on here to talk about the worst video ever. The guy who does videos, we were talking about the worst video to ever exist ever. That's honestly well done, Phil. That was good by us. We do want to do one more thing to Rishab. I know we dropped the concept of the show in the chat. There's one part at the end that I hope we can get an idea for. I did want to hear if you had a favorite game day recipe. Being the chef that you are, I'd love to hear what you like to bring to a tailgate, or maybe specifically what you do differently from a normal recipe to really enhance it, bring it to the next level for the next game day.
Yeah, I haven't done too much cooking for game days, I'd say. Like, maybe a few times when I've had friends over. I haven't really done too much tailgating. That's something I want to do more of in the future. But, yeah, as far as my favorite... what's up?
I want to go to... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I really want to tailgate more with some Bears fans next year and meet people. We should do that.
100%. No, I'm 100% down. I mean, especially because it's going to be a good season. All 3 of us should definitely get together and do something. But... yeah,
God,
yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I would say my best recipe in general is like mac and cheese. Like that. I mean, that's something you could bring to tailgate too. But like in my mac and cheese, I put a lot more spices than most people do. Like I put like a lot of like garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, cayenne powder, and like Dijon mustard as well. It's a secret ingredient. If you put Dijon mustard in mac and cheese, it makes it so much better for some reason.
Yes.
So. Yeah, it's actually, I saw that on TikTok. That's where I got the idea from. But
you saw Teeny's mac and cheese recipe.
Oh, that's her name? Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly which one you're talking about. That went crazy during the holidays.
What if I told you that I don't like mac and cheese?
Get out of here. You like cheese, but you don't like mac and cheese? I thought you loved cheese.
I don't like noodles.
Bro, what?
Don't like noodles?
Do you not eat any like Italian food then ever? Like you don't like Italian food in general?
I like pizza.
Oh, oh my gosh, dude. I'm offended, man.
No, I'm not letting this stand.
Look, man.
What's wrong with noodles?
God couldn't make me perfect, okay? He had to fuck me up at least one way.
What's wrong with noodles?
Noodles are basically, dude. So I mean, you like carbs like from the pizza, but you don't like carbs and noodles. Like, it's the same thing.
One's bread, the other's noodles. Different.
They're both made of flour.
Noodles, they're just noodles. Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't like mozzarella sticks, so I'll let you not like noodles. It's fine, man.
Dude,
I
don't want
won't
to
give
get
you too much
into
slack.
all of the stuff I don't like, because you'll be shaming me forever.
Do you guys like peanut butter? Because that's my most controversial opinion. I don't like peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
Oh man,
dude! Every morning, what I do for breakfast is I do a prepackaged thing of oatmeal. I throw in like a few pieces of granola and like 1 scoop of peanut butter. Stir it all up, dude. Gets you full through lunchtime. Highly recommend if you like peanut butter, of course, not you, Rishab, but anybody listening, highly recommend. It's good breakfast, low in calories, high in protein, gets you through the day. Can't beat it.
Really good for you. I wouldn't have got through basic training without peanut butter. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Phil, we're gonna have to do that for all of our guests now. We're gonna have to get their food hot takes. Rishab, I could have randomly talked with food with you. It wasn't even the basis of our episode, but we had a lot of fun discussing food and the Bears and Jerry Reinsdorf and whatnot. And Phil wants to jump in.
I just have one thing, man. I just want to thank you, Rishab, because I would not have. I don't think this podcast would exist without you. For anybody who does not know, I was nothing in this Bears community. I wasn't even interacting with it. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't doing shit. All I was doing was consuming and being a fan. And I think it might have actually been your Justin Fields video, man. I can't remember for sure. But all I know is that it was before 2 seasons ago, before Justin's last season, when we all still believed. And I loved the video that Rishab made, and I messaged him because I thought he was very optimistic. I was like, this guy's just like me, man. I messaged him, and I was like, stupidly, like, hey man, if you ever need a partner, like I'd love to help you out, some shit like that. And the guy pointed me. It said he graciously replied, did not have to, and he replied to me and said, hey man, basically gave me like the old, yeah, like I'm good the way I am, but if you like writing, I know a guy named Ryan Heckman, and I messaged Ryan Heckman. And that's how I got my first job in the Bears community, working for the DaWindyCity writing. And that's when I got on Twitter. And honestly, the rest is history. It's been a roller coaster ride since then. But I just really, really, really want to thank you on this podcast because I know that you're gonna be humble and shit. But like honestly, dude, like you fucking don't respond to that. I don't know what I don't know if I'm here. So I really, really appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course, dude. I appreciate you guys as well. Yeah, Phil. I mean, Phil's definitely been working super hard to make all this happen too. I mean, with the writing and like the podcasting and all. So, yeah, it's crazy the people you meet online. Like, we only met each other online. You guys met each other online too. So I mean, the Bears community is a good space for the most part, besides for maybe a small number of people. But
the jabronis.
the jabronis, but. No, it's really cool. You guys are making this happen. I can see this podcast doing a lot of big things. I mean, the format is super cool. Yeah, it's really entertaining to listen to. So, yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Good job starting this up.
Dude, appreciate it, man. Rishab, can you tell everyone exactly where to find you at? Drop all your socials where we can see you, hear you, listen to you, watch your work.
Yeah, you can follow me on YouTube at DaWindyCity Productions. That's where my main content is at for video. And then my tweets are on DWC Prods on Twitter. I'm pretty active there throughout the season, throughout the off season as well. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Phil, where can the people find you?
People can find me on Twitter. You can Google me. I have so much Google. I'm just kidding. Find me on Twitter. Anywhere else. Philip Charles Vanderhayden IV. My first name is spelled with one L. Don't disrespect me or I won't reply to you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You can find me at DavyDots17. You can find our podcast at Profane Pod on Twitter/X. You could also search up Professionally Profane on Facebook, and we are also on TikTok now as well. So don't forget to give us a follow there.
Oh shit! Are we? I didn't know that.
Oh, we sure are.
Woo! We're on TikTok, baby. We're coming for you, Gen A or whatever the fuck you are now. But also, Dan Bernstein. I highly recommend you follow us on Twitter. Yeah, fuck Dan Bernstein. I want to say follow us on Twitter because guys like my guy Dave here is putting out funny ass shit like who had a bigger crash out over a fish. Fucking Dan Bernstein or Kanye West when he got that South Park episode done by him. I'm telling you, you gotta follow us on Twitter. This guy's a fucking gangster. He's a genius.
That's where we're at, man. Give us a follow there. Give us a follow to Vista Motel and Resort on Spotify. That's where all of our music you'll be hearing in just a second comes from. And give us a follow on Spotify, Professionally Profane Podcast. If you're listening, don't forget to hit that button. Please give Rishab follows on all social media. For DaWindyCity Productions Rishab, and for Pimp Daddy P, Phil Charles Vanderhayden IV, I am Dave Ritterhoff, and we will catch you all on the next one.